Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening, but they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a undefeated.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? So today's video is basically about out with the old, in with the new. Now, this isn't to get mistaken with disrespecting the greats to elevate your current favorite fighter. This isn't about trying to start any kind of propaganda or anything like that, because when everything is said and done, you need to give respect to those who paved the way, right? There's certain things that, you know, you can't do, and you just can't take away the credentials of those who have fought in the past, who have ultimately made the sport what it is today. If we didn't have fighters like Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Roberto Duran, Rocky Marciano, you know, we didn't have fighters like this. Willie Pep, we didn't have fighters like this, we wouldn't have the sport of boxing as it is today. All right, but what I mean by out with the old, in with the new is that there is what appears to be a very large percentage of not just fans but media as well. It seems like the media is also heavily involved in this, and that is, it seems like people are having a hard time letting go of their favorite fighters who are obviously at the end of their careers, and in some cases have already retired. You know, but Floyd Mayweather has been retired since September, and you still got people who want to talk about him coming back, and Mayweather himself keeps saying that he's not coming back. So why are people still dwelling on it? And then, you know, Pacquiao, leading up to the Bradley 3 fight, said numerous amounts of times that he was done after this. But people were, you know, like leading up to the fight, you know, people were, you know, when Terrence Crawford fought Hank Lundy, they're still talking about, oh, maybe he could get the winner of Bradley Pacquiao or Pacquiao Bradley. And it's like, why couldn't they just said, well, maybe he could fight Bradley? Because if Pacquiao wants to retire, let the man retire. And that's the thing. I'm actually a Pacquiao fan. I'm a very big Pacquiao fan. A lot of people may not know that just because I don't simply talk about Manny Pacquiao in every single video. But that's because I'm not a fanboy. And I know that he's run his course. And he, you know, he ended his career on a good note, fighting a top fighter. And now he wants to retire and go, you know, and get involved in politics in the Philippines and, you know, spend time with his family. And you can't be mad at that. But you got people who just don't want the man to retire. They want these guys to be able to fight forever. And as good as that sounds, Father Time waits on no one. And, you know, Manny Pacquiao's not getting any younger, just like Floyd Mayweather's not getting any younger. And I mean, it just boggles my mind how Floyd Mayweather has been retired, but yet, you know, I'm going down my boxing news feed, and I'm seeing things like Can Broner lure Floyd Mayweather out of retirement? I don't care if he can, to be honest, because I don't want to see Floyd Mayweather fight anymore. Let Broner build his legacy, okay? Not trying to lure a 40-year-old man out of retirement. Like I said, there's nothing more that Floyd Mayweather could really offer to the sport of boxing. He's done what he can. He's not going to get any younger. If anybody were to beat him at this time, people would just say that he was past his prime and he was too old. And then whoever beats him would be heavily criticized. Do we really need that in the sport? Absolutely not. And Manny Pacquiao, I mean, he's a little bit younger than Floyd Mayweather, but not by much. So just let the man retire. Let the man, he basically came up from nothing. He went from sleeping on the streets to, being able to do more, provide and then some for his family. And now he, could possibly become a politician over in the Philippines. So let the man, he's already built the legacy he's going to build in boxing. Whether you think it's strong or weak, that is completely your opinion. But bottom line is, he's not getting any younger. Let the man do what he wants to do. So I don't know. I just think that some people and the media, they just have a love infatuation with their favorite fighters. And that's the thing. I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I was pissed off when the whole thing happened with Nike. I have Manny Pacquiao merchandise, and I've had it since way before I did, anything in the YTBC. So it's not, I'm not just somebody who's jumping on the bandwagon. I've always liked Manny Pacquiao. So, over here, there's a Filipino festival. I'm not even Filipino, and I've gone over there because they got a Manny Pacquiao look-alike, and I've taken pictures with him. Because I'm a fan. But I'm not hoping that he stays in the fight game. After he lost to Floyd Mayweather, I would have been fine with him retiring at that point. But I can understand a fighter want to end on a good note, which is what he did. He didn't take a soft touch in the end. He took on a very good opponent, one of the best in his division, and now he's done. But now you even got people talking about him fighting Canelo. First off, Canelo needs to stop giving title shots to people who aren't even in the division, and he needs to give it to the guy who actually deserves it. Second, Manny Pacquiao is getting older, and he is now basically retired. So let's stop with all the nonsensical talk, because that's just nonsense being piled on top of nonsense. But what I'm getting at is, there's just a lot of fans and a lot of media, and that's the other thing. The media is just as guilty. Let Manny Pacquiao show up to one of these next upcoming fights and see how much talk there is about, like let's say if he were to show up to the Spence Algieri fight, then they want to start talking about whoever the winner is going up against Manny Pacquiao. And it's like, why even talk about that? He's retired. Like, stop. Like, let these guys move on and let the next generation step up. And that's the thing that really annoys me about this whole situation, is that there is talent in boxing right now, but it's being completely ignored because of the love infatuation of the fanboys and the media to keep their focus on retired fighters. Get used to it. People retire, new talent steps up, and the world keeps turning round and round. Regardless of what Floyd Mayweather Sr. says about boxing's gonna hurt because his son is now retired. No, boxing's not going to hurt. I forget who it was who made the video about this, but they were mentioning, I'm sorry, I know it's somebody I'm subscribed to touched on this briefly, but they were saying, did the sport of boxing hurt when Muhammad Ali retired? No, it moved on. When Mike Tyson retired, did it hurt? No, it moved on. There's many greats who have come and gone, and the sport is still around. And whether you think Floyd Mayweather is an all-time great or not, whether you like him or not, one thing is for sure: the man has skill, and he was a very good businessman. Those are two things that are for sure. But with his retirement, the sport of boxing does not die. The only way the sport of boxing dies is if we let it die. And it will die if you're not going to give attention to the new talent because you're too busy worried about whether or not a 40-year-old man's going to come back. All they can really do is hurt the sport. But if you take the time to get to know these new fighters, I encourage everybody to, I'm glad the YTBC has seemed to really waken up and is acknowledging that the heavyweight division seems to be where it's at right now. Because the heavyweight division has been neglected for a very long time, and understandably because it hasn't been very exciting. But now everybody's acknowledging how stacked this division really is, and there's a lot of buzz around it, and that's good. And I encourage everybody to check out Mr. Boxing Today 2's channel, because he has videos on many prospects. I'm talking, he was doing like 3 prospects a day for a while. And if you want to know who these dudes are, you don't even really gotta do the homework. Mr. Boxing Today 2 has already done it for you. All you gotta do is watch the videos, and they're not all that long. They give you the information that you need to know. They get you up to speed. That way, if one of these guys starts making noise, you already know who they are. So I'm glad that the heavyweight division is finally getting much deserved attention that it's been it's really been due. And not to take away from the other divisions, because the other divisions are doing well as well. It's just the heavyweight division. I kid you not, just 6 months ago, people were saying they didn't care about the heavyweight division. Now there's a lot of talk about the heavyweight division, and it's definitely got me excited. And the thing about the heavyweight division is that dudes tend to stay in their prime longer for some reason. You got a lot of older guys in the heavyweight division, but that's a little bit off topic, just a little side note. But my point is, there's nothing wrong with being a huge fan of a fighter of yours. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also definitely nothing wrong with acknowledging that it's time for them to hang the gloves up. Especially if you truly do care about that fighter, because they're only getting older, and eventually if they don't retire, if they're one of these people who just don't know when to call it quits, they could end up getting hurt. Why do you think so many people are urging Roy Jones Jr. to retire? Because they're afraid he's gonna get hurt. And then, he's doing what he can not to get hurt by fighting, fans, but that doesn't do the sport any good either. It's really just better for him to retire and just stick to commentating. It's all right. Nobody stays young forever. So if you really truly care about your favorite fighters and they are past their prime, they're showing wear and tear, or just simply they're just too old to be doing this, let them go. Let them retire with the health that they have left. Let them enjoy time with their families, and let's give a chance to the next generation. Let's see what the new talent has to offer the sport. Because if we don't do that, that is truly when the sport dies. Anyways, to all my subscribers, anybody who watches my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble upon this video, hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Undefeated.